Daisy, it's great to see you and looking so healthy. How hard is China and its apologists pushing this meme on social media that America created this virus?
Well, it's interesting, Andrew. In the case of Twitter, Chinese citizens are actually blocked from using Twitter. The only people who can access it are government officials and the like with a special government-approved VPN. So what's been happening on Twitter, in the wake of Zhao posting this rather ridiculous piece of propaganda, a whole lot of sort of bot-like spam accounts appeared. They were all created around sort of the same time, which was March 2020. And they were all relentlessly pushing pro-China, pro-CCP stuff and retweeting Zhao, etc., pushing this myth that the USA was responsible for the coronavirus. And they're all little bot accounts, you know, they have no followers, no one follows them, and they're all saying the same thing. So really, you know, yesteryear was Russian bots, now it's all about Chinese bots. And in other social media sites, there's a platform called WeChat, which is China's equivalent to Facebook, and it's also used quite widely throughout the West. Now, on that platform and other Chinese social media sites, there is a very concerted effort to push an anti-Western narrative. There's a propaganda push to blame the CIA and to blame the USA, and also to assert that China's government's handling of the situation is superior to the USA's handling of it. Now, so as you can see here, what China's trying to do is effectively memory hold the whole situation a la 1984. But given the dreadful way they've handled this initially, I don't quite think how they think that could possibly work.
How interesting. So what you're suggesting is, well, it seems from footprints, possibly a concerted government attempt to back, well, what's started by the deputy head of the propaganda, the Information Bureau. What is the truth of the allegation, though? Did the Centres for Disease Control really say, and I know the head of it was giving evidence to politicians in Congress, did he really say that patients in the US were misdiagnosed last year, i.e. before it appeared in China, misdiagnosed with the flu last year and actually had the coronavirus before it got to China?
No, that's not quite what he was saying. This has been very, very blatantly ripped from context. What Robert Redfield, who is the director of the CDC, is saying is that, yes, there were misdiagnoses of coronavirus as the flu, but he wasn't talking about them happening last year. He was talking about them happening today. So currently, that's what's been happening. Nothing to do with last year, and certainly nothing to do with the US military, which is what Zhao is suggesting spread the virus initially in Wuhan. So what Zhao has done, he's taken this clip, ripped it from context, chucked it on the internet, used to his apparent advantage the fact that the US military actually was in Wuhan last year in October for the Military World Games, and stuck together some sort of conspiracy theory. And this is despite the fact that there is no evidence anywhere to suggest that those US military personnel who went to Wuhan had the virus or anything like it, and every bit of evidence to suggest that the virus did, in fact, originate in Wuhan, China.
Well, there's actually a geopolitical strategy that's coming here. One, China wants to make countries like South Korea and Japan be very suspicious about accepting American servicemen in their countries. And secondly, I tell you what, China claims the lockdowns there are ending. It's got the virus beaten. Its factories are back up. The export factories are back up to 70% online, just when the West are closing down. This virus could be very good for China, and stand by for them to really take it to our exporters. It's just bad news. Now, on a lighter note, pop star Madonna says this virus could actually be wonderful for all of us. Daisy, she's put out a video saying the coronavirus actually kills us all, rich and poor, young and old. Actually kills the old most, but that didn't suit her to say that. And that, in fact, is wonderful. Here she is.
And what's wonderful about it is that it's made us all equal in many ways. Like I used to say at the end of Human Nature every night, we're all in the same boat. And if the ship goes down, we're all going down together.
Is that a wonderful, comforting thought, Daisy?
Oh, God, isn't she just a nightmare, Andrew? I mean, sitting there in her sort of milk-esque bath with rose petals and this immaculate makeup, philosophizing to lovely classical music about the state of the world and how, oh, what a wonderful thing, we're all in this together. I mean, please give me a break. She's just one in a whole host of celebrities who've been upset because no one's paying any attention to them at the moment. So they're all taking to social media and airing their sort of quarantine war stories. But what they don't realize, Andrew, is that by doing this, all they're doing is flaunting the fact that they clearly have no idea what the rest of the world is going through. They're just flaunting their sort of very affluent lifestyles. I mean, look at the state of Madonna in that video. There's another one that she posted of her singing into a hairbrush in her ornamental gold bathroom, surrounded by thousands of dollars worth of makeup and other cosmetics. There's another one of Ashley Tisdale and Vanessa Hudgens of High School Musical celebrating with a bottle of wine and candles. And look, I don't begrudge anyone having millions of dollars and a fancy house, because one day I would like to have millions of dollars and a fancy house. But at this point in time, if I did have those things, I would not be flaunting that all over the internet when people are losing their houses, their livelihoods, absolutely everything. Could not be more tone deaf.
I know. I mean, really. Did she have to do this public service announcement naked? I mean, what was that about? But yeah, until she shares that bath with a lot of people that just lost their jobs, then I'll know she thinks we're all in it together. Yeah, but until then, holed up in that splendid isolation in a luxury hotel suite, locked out from the rest of the world, I don't think quite that we're all in the same boat, and not really. Daisy Cousins, thank you so much indeed for your time.